Hey everybody, it's I Reckon. I have an experience today to share, an NDE from a lady named Charlotte Holmes. Please share, like, subscribe, so we can keep getting these videos out to you guys. In 2019, Charlotte Holmes was having a routine checkup with her cardiologist when her blood pressure spiked. Her heart doctor said, "You're not going home. We have to get you into a hospital, and we have to get your blood pressure down." He said that you're either having another stroke or you're going to have a heart attack. So they put her in a room and gave her an IV so that they could start to get the blood pressure down. Charlotte's husband Danny was there, and he stayed with her while they were trying to get her blood pressure down. Danny said that they started shouting out doctor codes and everyone came rushing in to work on her. And he was very nervous and just was wondering, am I even going to be able to bring her home at this point? Charlotte then went on to start describing things to Danny about the flowers, how beautiful the flowers were and how good they smelled. And Danny, taken back, was looking around the room and telling himself, well, I know there's no flowers in this room. She must be between two different worlds right now. And that's when Charlotte's heart stopped and she was pronounced clinically dead for the next 11 minutes. Charlotte Holmes describes that she was floating above her body and she could see them working on her. And she could see her husband Danny backing up into the corner as he was nervous about this procedure that was happening, that she was dying. She then describes seeing the nurses all rushing to her body, trying to resuscitate her, and that she opened her eyes as if opening her spiritual eyes and just seeing beautiful grass, beautiful flowers, beautiful trees, all nature, and that it was all just swaying to this beautiful heavenly music because she said everything in heaven worships God, and she knew she was in heaven. She also said she could not convey in words what heaven actually looked like because it's just a million times more beautiful than earth or anything that we've ever seen. She then said that she was led into heaven by angels and that there was no fear whatsoever, that in heaven all you can feel is pure joy. She then began to see deceased family members that were in heaven. She saw her mom, she saw her dad, and she saw her sister. She saw many other family members standing behind. She saw saints of old, which she described were not old at all. Not sick, not wearing glasses, not anything, that these people all looked like they were in their 30s and beautiful. She said that in the scriptures it says, you will be known as you were known. And she said she knew them and that they were beautiful in their spirit bodies. She then saw something standing behind her parents. It was a bright, brilliant light standing behind her mom and dad that she saw, and she couldn't believe what she was seeing. But she knew that it was her heavenly Father. She then saw this toddler who was running through some grass in heaven, and she couldn't take her eyes off this toddler. And she said, "Who is this? Who's this little toddler?" And her heavenly Father said, "This is your son." She said earlier in her life, she was pregnant, and at 5.5 months, the baby was miscarried and died. And they held it up in the hospital and said, "It's a boy, but he has passed." And this is who she was seeing while she was in heaven. So as she's looking at the toddler in heaven, she says, "Father, how is this possible?" And he said, "He's been here the whole time. I continue to grow in him. In heaven, there's no time. It's eternity." She said that in life, it was 48 years ago that she had that baby that died. Yet, in heaven, he was still just a toddler. And then she said that God said he wanted to show her one last thing, and he took her to hell. And she looked down, and the first thing she noticed was the smell She said it smelt like rotten flesh, and she could hear the most wild, just scariest screams coming from everywhere in the pit of hell. She said after seeing heaven, and then the contrast of seeing hell, that it was so different, it was unbearable. And God told her, I show you this so that you know that if some of them do not change their ways, this is where they will reside. Then she heard her father say, you have time to go back and to share. And then as quickly as she had gone to heaven, she was already back in her body, and she was connected with the pain and sorrow that you get from being in the flesh, she says. She went on to make a full recovery in the hospital and was released after 2 weeks. And she's gone on to share her experience, her story, to as many people as possible in public events or just one-on-one conversations with everybody she meets, to share the message on what awaits us on the other side. Alright, you guys, if you like this video today, please like, share, subscribe. I reckon we'll be back with more. Stay tuned.